Two times. Two times we're doing intros tonight.
We thought it was so good you'd want to see it again.
Yeah, I just technical difficulties continue this week. I was just jinxed us too. I'm like, man, I think everything's arranged this week. We should be good.
Yeah,
But we're
it's
back
fine.
here. Same old shit, same stuff going wrong. Well, different stuff, but stuff going wrong. And welcome back, guys. It's
That's funny.
No Remorse time. Wednesday nights, 8:30 Central. Every week we're gonna be back here doing the same half-ass show. We're gonna just keep doing it, and as long as people show up. But definitely appreciate everybody coming out. Tonight we got episode 30 rolling with kind of an industry standard guy now. I think there's cutting boards all the way from Kathmandu to Lithuania at this point. He's got
Oh man.
cutting boards all over the globe, but we got one behind Jason tonight that he was kind enough to do up for us and did an awesome job on. So I think everybody's pretty familiar with Vinny over at Bone Daddy, and it's going to be a fun conversation tonight. He's just a super nice guy besides. So a little bit of news. We're going to touch on a couple of things that are coming up. First of all, if you did not catch Tiki's and the Whiskey Show tonight, go back and watch that. It was a really good show. He had Mike from Herp Collectors. Man, if my tongue will work, we'll be in good shape. And Matt with Ebony and Ivory on. Good show again. We got to catch some of that before we had to hop in here and get our own stuff going. But support those guys if you can. They are also doing an auction for Kike Bosa. Bosa is kind of stubborn about it. He didn't want anything like that to happen, but everybody stepped up and said, we're just going to do it anyways. We're going to get some help sent over that way for bills and things that are piling up, I'm more than sure. So if we can catch that one, look for the news and when that gets announced. I didn't catch the date. I believe it's, God, somebody help me out. Do you guys know by chance when they scheduled it? I believe it's next week. But anyway, check the Instagram stuff. Hop over to Keys or the Wiztang crew, and they'll have that stuff posted. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a good one to catch. Not only to support Kike, but a chance to maybe get some deals on things you're looking for and help some people in the process. So. What else we got? Jamie, anything on the news side that we want to touch on before we get rolling?
We got a pair of new snakes today, so watch for a unboxing video.
We did. That's right. Well, not that I should be shocked about it. We actually opened it today. I'm not shocked, but I forgot to mention it. So Screaming Morphs, Thomas is moving. He's moving out some animals that aren't going to forward his personal projects or his direction. Actually helped us a tremendous amount in the clown pied stuff. So got a male and female, both visuals that are some genes that push us a little bit ahead. We have some of that stuff with different codoms, but not the ones in these two animals. So appreciate that, Thomas. Arrived safe, sound, great shape. Everything looks fantastic. So much appreciated. Pay attention tonight. Jamie is going to be watching the chat a little closer than normal because we're hoping to get a little more kind of audience interaction. If you have specific questions or things you would like us to pose to Vinny while he's out here, pop them in there. I don't know if you want to flag it somehow with an emoji or something so Jamie sees them easier, but we are going to try to get to those better weekly. A lot of those kind of roll by, and as we're talking naturally, we don't want to just stop the train and put it to a grinding halt to get to one. But if we can pop those up and get your questions answered, that's awesome. We'd like to be able to do that for you guys too. So trivia as usual. End of the show, Jamie's going to have a question from something in the show. Gives you a chance to get $10. I know 3 or 4 different people now have ordered and collected on some of their Forge coins.
Yeah,
so
I think
get a chance to get a shirt.
T-shirts.
Yeah, shirt, hat, sweatshirts. What's that, Jay?
I said nice.
Yeah. People are actually starting to use it.
In.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is nice. It's good to see that stuff getting out there to people and something to give back to you guys showing up every week too. So, or bank it. There's a lot of people sitting with 40, 50 of them now. That's shipping basically on some of the smaller snakes. So something we produce and you like, just let us know. We can use that toward that as well. But end of the show, something from the show's content. Jamie's going to pop it up there and just guess as quick as you can. Thank God K Diesel's
Sometimes it's
out of the
really
country.
easy. Sometimes it's really hard.
Right. K Diesel, I think, is still the points leader, but he's out of the country. He has been for a while, so he's been slacking on
Yeah.
the trivia. But
I think Banna
anyway,
had probably caught up to him, but she's been using hers as it
yeah, she
collects up.
even gifted some points,
Yep.
right? Didn't she
Yeah.
send a merch to someone else, which is pretty
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a good thing. It's positive. I appreciate everybody that's out there. So let's go through that and see who is out there actually. James Perry, appreciate you. Shows up every week, man. Good supporter. Always nice to see James out there.
Got to get James on the show.
Yeah, I know it. We have talked about that multiple times, and we're getting down there.
Yeah,
that's my uncle.
Oh, cool.
Oh. Well, I'm not. Is that maybe?
Hey,
is that maybe
uncle.
Vinny's nephew? I don't know an RC Jake, or am I completely? Anyway, appreciate you, RC Jake. Thanks for coming out.
Oh,
Sophie appreciates you too in the background.
the
I'm gonna
dog
have to throw a rock
hears
at her here.
something.
Sammy, appreciate you. Pink Panther in the building. If you see the pink shirt wave across the across the expo, you can just look close. Sammy's in the middle of that somewhere. Brother Vance, appreciate you coming out. Vance has a show that he is doing weekly. I think he moved it a couple hours now. I believe it's 4-hour time. I think he moved it a couple of hours later in the afternoon.
5. Yeah.
But a chance to get some awesome prizes over there just by guessing football games. But appreciate you, Vance. James B, I'm going to keep saying it. Hell of an artist. Somebody needs to reach out to him to have him do some artwork for him. I don't know if he's in the graphic arts or not with the digital stuff, but what I saw was pretty badass. Pat, Mako Morphs, appreciate you, man. Getting to see him every week in here, too. Always nice to see Pat make it out. Appreciate you. Rocco, that's a Vinny guy. Somebody brought Rocco in here, and I'm guessing it's a Vinny acquaintance. It's always good to get new people seeing their family, friends, acquaintances come in for the show. So,
yeah,
Josh, appreciate you as always. Past guest, if you did not see that show, go back and watch it. Hell, if you didn't see any of our shows, go back and watch them all.
Go watch all.
We could use
play all.
Right, play all. Brave, good to see you. Appreciate you coming out every week. Brave cracks me up, man. We're gonna figure out this swimming thing. I know I keep beating it up, but that's something between Brave and I.
Inside jokes.
Yeah, something. Don D, appreciate you. And I think we're even prepped for Don D. In fact, I know we're prepped for Don D. Didn't come through last week. Definitely have to have that when Don D's in the house. He's getting his house music. So appreciate you, Don. Purple Rain in the building.
That's awesome.
Ro, appreciate you. Got to get back in Call of Duty with you, man. I'm sorry you have to carry me like a 4,000-pound anchor on the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean with your skill, but I do appreciate you taking the time out to help the elderly in that front. Shanakana, that's the wheels behind the caravan that is Fat Man Nation. She is actually responsible for any success Chris has, no matter what he says. But yeah, appreciate Shauna every week for sure. I'm sure Chris appreciates that shout out too.
He's probably laughing.
He might be. I doubt he's like, that son of a bitch.
It's an under his breath laugh like he does.
Yeah. It's
like the shoulder laugh.
Yeah. Cuddle Time Critters, Melinda, appreciate you 100%. Melinda's such a nice lady, man. She's got some really nice snakes too. Seen her on a couple different lives now. Jason Opelt, I don't know what I'm going to have to do to get you your own music. I'm just going to have to hand it off to Jason, I think, to source that out. I'm just
Jason's
not the guy to find that. So, Jason, that's on your to-do list. Get the other Jason his entry music, right, and we can move on. Appreciate you.
Will do.
There's Mom. Mom's back again. She's probably tired of hearing about us and our building aches and pains, but
no, she's not.
Yeah, no, I appreciate Mom coming out every week to keep an eye on her kids. No matter how old you are, you're still their babies.
Yeah.
Talk about another parent. There's Tim, probably getting chewed out by Mom right now for something he did today. But hang in there, Dad.
He's as sore as we are.
Yeah, he probably is. Paul, appreciate you coming out, man. It's been a long time since I talked to Paul. I used to talk to him here and there, spotty message on Instagram here and there, but one of those guys that we reached out to really early on sent us over some stickers and some communication back and forth. Paul's a nice guy. John White, John, we like to call him, but awesome dude. Really nice stuff he hatched this year too. Exanthic stuff he was popping out. So
Cool. I love
good to see you, John.
Xanthic.
Yeah, it's really nice looking stuff too. Some Exanthic clown combos. So appreciate you, John.
I'm scrolling.
Mm-hmm. Angel, hey, getting another mail from Angel here shortly.
Yeah.
We
Vanilla.
needed to get in, yeah, super vanilla. We needed to get into that vanilla game, and he had an amazing mail that we're anxious to put into the rotation. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that, but appreciate you coming out, Angel, for sure. Another awesome guy. Charlie, that's the main man, the main sponsor, the first brave soul to step out on the plank and say, hey, whether or not I get screwed over in this deal, I'm going to support you guys and sponsor the show if you'd like that. So appreciate you, Charlie. If you need any shed testing done, that's your first stop for sure. Yep. Celtic appreciate Celtic coming out too. They've been super active in all the different chats recently, and I have not personally reached out and talked with them, but we really should.
Yeah.
Tommy, that's Jamie's.
My gecko buddy.
Jamie? Yeah,
he's
your
my
partner
gecko
in crime.
buddy. Yeah.
The reason you're into the geckos probably so heavy is
Angel
Tommy.
And Tommy.
Yeah. So appreciate you, Tommy, for sure. Hope everything's going well down there, man. I know that weather in Florida didn't go well for you guys for a bit. Hopefully it's cleaning up. Darren, appreciate you. I don't know if I should move up a little bit so Darren can see me. Darren, can you see us over the... No, I'm teasing. It's a height thing. I don't know why everybody has to tease Darren about his height. But awesome guy. Very nice guy. Oh.
That pose.
Yeah, you got to get the tango in there. Whatever I think it's a tango pose, but Jamil, man, what a ball of energy that guy was in Daytona. He showed up at like 2 a.m. and I don't know. I'm not going to put anything on illicit materials prior, but he was full of energy, far more than anyone else. DJ, Off the Plank crew, that is a fantastic show too, guys. So swing over there on Tuesdays and check them out. They got a really nice panel of hosts and I always have a good guest. Got to get not to look too much like Vinny's project here. I didn't mean to butterfly that up in there, but Wiz, part of the whiskey crew. I think that's actually going to be the Whiskey Bomb Network now. I think they're actually going to go together, the three of them, and just do their thing. But Wiz has his Sophisticated Ignorance Saturday nights and Breeding for the Future Sundays. So go check out both shows, both really good shows. Yeah, it's Elias. The merch. God. Anything you want for merch, backpacks, hats, underwear, socks, baby diapers, binkies. Elias has it. Yep.
Yes.
Eric's Morph Factory. Eric, good to see you coming out to support us too. Appreciate you, man. 100%. Holy cats, we got a full house tonight. Vinny must be a
we're
fun
almost
guy.
done. Yeah.
Yeah, he just brought in everybody. Fred, MTZ Fred, I thought about wearing your shirt. I literally went right to the thing and I'm going to put a Fred's on tonight. MTZ. Oh, wait. I got Vinny's shit. I have to wear Vinny's shit. The Bone Daddy stuff had to come out, so apologies, Fred. Next week, we'll put you on. And there's our newest, latest, greatest sponsor or partnership, I guess, with Chris at BNS. We're going to try and do some cocoa sales up here in this area. We are still feeling out the market to see if there's going to be anything. We're kind of remote. It's a tough area for us, but I think we can work something out. And either way, we've got them up on the background as a sponsor, so appreciate you, Chris, 100%. Luke, get a store tour from this guy pretty quick. I'm just going to hit him up personally, I think, on Instagram and have him hang out with me while he shops at Walmart. It was an awesome tour last time. Jared, good to see Jared. It was awesome to meet him in Daytona, too. That guy's got some really nice stuff coming, too, guys, so keep an eye on him. Fries, good day. Good day. I'm not even going to try the Australian thing or I think Fries is Australian. He's not a Kiwi. He is Australian. Mark, Middlestead, appreciate you coming out. God's sakes, Jamie's firing through these so quick. I can't even
Right.
jabber. Will, the Python Portal. Appreciate
You're
you
done.
coming out too, Will. Yeah, I know. You just cut me off with the next person. It's all good. T Keys, the man, the myth, the legend, the network commander over there, got everybody started. Actually put a bug in my butt to get going too early on. He's like, just do it. So here we are, just doing it. Thanks, T. Appreciate it. I'm sure everybody out there is just like, hey, thanks for pushing these people on us. But still a good influence. Always positive. Yeah. Are we there? Are we?
I think
are we at the?
Oh, wait, here.
God damn it,
I
Jamie.
might have. We have to say hi to Bosa.
There he is. Oh, absolutely. We wouldn't pass on this. There's not a chance we'd pass on Kike. Again, auction coming up. So if you would, guys, put that in the chat when that is coming. I see both T and Wiz out there, so I know you guys know when that's happening. If you would get that spread out through this crowd too, that'd be awesome. So good to see you, Kike, as always. Salt and the support right there. Pressure P, Justin. That's the compound. I don't know what was his nickname for the weekend down in Daytona. I don't know. We're gonna pass on that. Something about the compound, but yeah, awesome dude and hilarious, honestly. And at some point, we'll get into Call of Duty with him too.
We
Part
should
of
get
that Call of
Justin on
Duty
the
group.
show too.
We should absolutely take notes, Jamie. You're the scheduler.
Yep,
You got the big calendar in front of you.
I think he's already on my list. All
Sweet.
right, we came to the end. Thanks
Beautiful.
For
and not that we want to rush through the crowd. That is not the point.
No,
but we do want to
wanna
get to the
guest
guest.
out.
Yeah, absolutely. It gets to be 20 minutes of my rambling and dumbass commentary. So, without further ado, we're going to put you into a commercial break here. Actually, we're not, because we didn't generate one for Chris yet. But we have this nice little overlay that I think I could pop up here if I'm doing things right. Maybe. Yeah, here it is. So, Chris, BNS, tons of different species. Awesome guy. Anything you got for questions, he is going to attempt to help you out. He's just going to ghost right over us here. That's him. And that's his little boy with him. But he also does both types of Coco. So Coco2go is amazing. The Chipper is also good in a compressed form. Tested it out here on our own tubs and things and far superior to what we were using. So fantastic products, fantastic guy, fantastic kiddo. Look at that little guy. God damn, he's cute. All right, let's fade that out before he takes all of our airtime. So we'll just sit there and stare at those blue eyes forever. Everybody ready for the commercial? Charlie is up, and we will be right back with Vinny. So hang in there, guys. Appreciate everybody that came out. We are back. Thank you again, Charlie, at Gray Rider. If you need any shed tests done, that's the place to go. Vinny, you're here. We talked about this some time ago, and you finally agreed. We've had to pull your leg, pull your beard, pull your ear, tug a little bit on some of those piercings, but you got here, and we're happy to have you, man. How are you doing?
Happy to be here. Good.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Doing awesome.
How bad?
So, for those that I hate this part of the show because there's everybody out here knows you. I shouldn't say that. I don't hate it, but for those that don't know you, and that's probably Tim, Connie, and Jason Opelt, I'm going to just guess. There's 3 people out there that are super curious about Vinny, who he is, where he's from, how he got started in this, and just your general info speech you got.
All right. So, I've kept reptiles pretty much my whole life. I worked at a pet store in high school. Um, Pretty much like started flipping animals. I didn't know any better back then to get what I wanted, and then I ended up with like my parents' whole basement loaded with reptiles. I took a break from it for a while, quite a while, and then 2 years ago, my son asked Santa for a ball python for Christmas, and um, and that was 2 years ago. Well, it showed up with I don't know 98 friends, something around there, and here here I am today, breeding snakes
Okay.
as a side hobby and just hustling my day job.
I got you. I got you. So you basically, I mean, the flipper thing was just a way to position yourself to get the animal you wanted. You weren't doing the breeding thing at all. You were just
Nope,
like,
nope.
okay,
I was
gotcha.
driving out to like Hamburg, PA, and picking up animals that people didn't know they can. Well, probably shouldn't have had in New Jersey, but didn't know it was possible to get, and I was bringing them back with like a 500%, profit. I was doing okay in high school.
Yeah, absolutely. How the heck did your parents tolerate that? Or were they just totally cool with having all these floating around?
um, they wouldn't have touched them, and I kind of knew that. Once I got them through the door, I was good. Uh, and then speaking of like that, I don't know if you've heard the story before. Some of you have, where again, I knew my mom wouldn't touch a reptile no matter what. That there could have been $1 million on the other side of it, and she wasn't touching it.
Uh
Um,
huh.
she used to go in my room all the time, like looking for I don't know what, but just all the time. So I I got about a 6 foot, very mean iguana, and my bedroom was his vivarium, and my mother wouldn't come in anymore. I mean, it was mean. Like I had to sleep with a football helmet on and kitchen mitts. It was it
Just
was
a tail
mean.
whip the shit out of you, wouldn't it?
Yep,
Yeah, they can be ornery for sure. A lot of people don't know that, but them things can be just nasty mean.
yep,
So yeah, that was your guard dog, huh? Your personal
yeah.
privacy dog right there, just to
It
keep people out
worked.
of the room. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So what was the draw for you back then? I mean, was it just simply you liked reptiles and there were specific things you wanted, or what kind of got you
No,
going?
so I guess I was like 7, 8, somewhere around there. My aunt remarried like late in life, whatever, and everyone had kids, and we ended up going to her husband's daughter's house. And I got there, and I don't know if anyone knows him, and I don't even know if I should say his name on here, so I won't. But we went there, and this guy was breeding snakes. I mean, he had berms and red tails, and he was just getting into the green tree pythons at that time. Like, and it blew my mind that he had this in the basement. And I think like once I got to the point where I can afford to buy them myself and take care of it myself and all of that good stuff, I dove right in. And I mean, I
Yeah.
had everything. I had a like he had to be 17 feet, 16, 17 foot reticulated python. I used to walk around like the fairs and take pictures, with the thing with people. Like I had alligators. I mean, you name it.
Jesus.
I've had everything but spiders. I don't do spiders.
Same.
Okay. Yeah, we're in the same boat there. The arachnids, that's going to be a hard pass. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty. I've seen a ton of them that I'm like, wow, that thing is crazy pretty looking. I still want to be about 6, 7
Pretty
feet
damn
back.
scary.
Yep. Yep. But no, so I get that 100%. How the heck did you deal with a 17-foot, like, those have some pretty special requirements. I mean, how
Uh,
did you get yourself positioned for that so young?
Um, back in the day, things were different. Like it wasn't so like the ethics on the animals and stuff like that was a lot different. So when I knew I was going to be going to a festival, a fair, if I knew I was going to be cleaning him where I had to get him out, I would drop the temperature and get him like real sluggish.
calm him down. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'd pull
Gotcha.
him out when he was all sluggish, right into a garbage can, do my cleaning, right back in, turn the heat back on, and it was business as usual. But
Sure.
What'd you
Yeah.
feed him? And where'd you get it? Did you have a lot of siblings at one time?
no, that's another funny one because I was young when I had that and I didn't drive yet, right?
Oh yeah.
So I had my bicycle and I would drive up to the 22nd Street Meat Market. I live on 5th Street. I would drive to 22nd Street Meat Market and get a 5-pound chicken, and he would put it in like 8 plastic bags and tie it, and I would put it on my handlebars. It was alive. And I would drive home with this bag just going nuts on my bicycle. Like,
Oh man,
yeah.
that is
Just bag it up for
dedication.
you and tie it to the handlebars.
Yeah, exactly.
What in the world? Okay. Well, this is by far our most unique entry into reptiles. You had stuff you had no business keeping at
Yeah,
that age,
100%.
and just
Yep.
what the heck, man? That's so funny.
I positioned myself, like I was telling with the flipping and stuff, to the point where I was able to buy people out, like wholesalers, if they were getting out and kind of dumping the stuff. I was taking everything. And one day I took everything, and the guy handed me a bird-eating tarantula, and I said, I don't want that. He said, well, it's all or nothing. I said, but just throw it away. Like I don't want it. Give it to someone. I do not want it. Like.
Just throw it away.
He said it's all or nothing, and put it in the box, and I took everything home and I put everything away, and I had that one left, and I set the tank up, and I just kept looking at that container, and I didn't want to bother with it. And it was, I don't know, like a 8-ounce deli cup it was in. And I opened the deli cup to put it in the tank, and this thing was the size of a Volkswagen. It jumped out, ran up the glass, and was staring me face to face. I didn't stay there. Very long, I was gone. I had to call a friend to come over and find this thing. I was ready to call the Orkin man, but I don't know what he would have done if he'd seen that.
Right. I mean, that's a terrifying thing, especially if you're not accustomed to them or a fan to begin with. I mean, it's a pretty intimidating animal. And I know there's a lot of, invert people out there that love that stuff, but not something I could ever get into. Again, I'd love to see it from a distance. Want nothing to do with interaction. Don't want to handle it. Don't want to keep it. But they're gorgeous. I mean, they are pretty. So yeah, what a wacky entry. So all of that. How big a gap now between your last bit of that keeping and flipping stuff before you got into it with your kid requesting one?
It had to be almost 20 years.
Okay. That's what I was going to say. Like, were you aware of, the different morphs and things
Nope.
that were coming out and all the genetics involved? Okay.
Nope. That's when Santa brought my son's first snake, it was a normal from, Petco, when everything is on clearance and on sale and you get it for $50. I brought it home and it died the next day. They were feeding it frozen rodents that weren't thawed. And the thing had like gangrene all through its stomach. It was bad. So I returned that, and I had to find something else that same size to, replace him with. And nobody had anything except for one pet shop, and I was going by inches. I said I need an 18-inch ball python. I don't care male, female. I don't care albino, And that's all I really knew, albino, pied, and normal. And I get there, and the lady's like, I have this one. And I said, what is that? It was a banana. I've never seen anything like that in my life, not in a ball python. We used to give them away. They wouldn't eat. Like, it was, when I first did this. And now this banana, and the lady's like, you got to go on Morph Market and see what they have now. And that was the end.
Yeah.
And then, I fall in love with one of the more expensive genes. I'm hustling to try and, chase that dream. And I didn't know ball pythons can range from, $50 to $50,000. It's insane.
Right.
Yeah, and even
exactly.
more in some rare cases.
Yeah.
Right? So, And that's kind of the cool side of it is there is that huge range for people that just want to be a pet person, want to
Right.
keep something that's pretty that they enjoy looking at and enjoy the animal itself, all the way up to that super highly focused boutique breeder that,
Right.
maybe wants to do 6 clutches a year, but just magnificent, rare, odd things, right? So it's just a really cool industry. So you got into this 2 years ago
Yep.
when you started building a collection. So how did you go about that? What was your mindset when you went to say, I'm going to start getting these, you know, for a
Well,
purpose?
so I seen that banana, and then I went down a rabbit hole. So I kind of asked my son. I said, "Do you want to see the process of a big snake making, babies? Like it will lay the eggs, will incubate." And I explained the whole process to him. And he said, "Yes." So that's all he had to say.
Okay.
And I went, I went ham. I went nuts. I bought a bunch of stuff I shouldn't have, like all of us do.
Sure.
Um, I just thought I'll grab one of every gene, and then just throw it all together. And then you start realizing like there's no just throwing them all together. If I went that route, I'd be dead and gone, and my son would just be starting to produce things, like
Yeah.
Right.
he's 7 now, so he was 5.
That was Jamie
So
from the
Oh,
backdrop. How old was your son at this
you
time?
warned me about that.
No. I mean, that's totally fine for you to answer. But so the audience knows. Yeah, Jamie was asking how old was he when you started? So 7. Gotcha. Wait,
he's 7
did I
now. He
miss
was
it?
5. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
okay,
Correct.
7
7.
now. Okay. I heard 7 in there somewhere. I knew I wasn't crazy. Just dumb.
So
But
were the ball pythons the first where you actually bred, or did you breed any of the stuff from back when you were driving chickens around on your bike?
No, I never. I had a few Tokay gecko clutches, but
ooh,
like, yeah, back then though they were really nothing. Nobody wanted them. They were so mean. Like you couldn't even give them away. So
Yeah,
I did. I gave them to the pet shop that I was working for. I didn't really do anything with them. But that's probably the only reptile I had experience in, breeding myself.
sure.
gotcha. Yeah, Tokays are mean.
Yeah.
I do want to see someone get bit live. I've yet to have a Tokay keeper take one out on a live. They just refuse. I'm like, come on, just do us a favor. Just take one out. But they won't. Bite hard as hell, too, from my
Yep.
understanding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a vice grip, kind of.
I used to when I had them, I had the old Thinsulate like ski gloves that were so big you couldn't like put your fingers together, and they would bite it so often I would occasionally fingers would fall off and I'd have to replace the glove.
Wow.
Like
Jesus.
yeah, they bite hard.
That's nasty. Yeah.
So there you go, Jamie. Your next project, Tokays. No? she's a hard pass on that. So you did mention that you kind of went wild, like a
Mhm.
lot of people do. You just see all the pretty stuff. You really don't have a game plan, but you did kind of turn that around pretty quick, and you got into some
Yeah.
really nice genes. So what was your project focus, and what did you finally settle on as like, hey, these are what I want to make?
So I in the very beginning I wanted to make a Super Cine, actually a hypo Super Cine. I just think that all light gray snake is gorgeous. So I got a couple cinnamons, with I got a cinnamon hypo and then a regular cinnamon who she actually turned out to be hypo. And I
Huh.
made my dream snake that I wanted to make from the beginning already this year. So
Nice.
yeah, I
Nice.
mean, not that it was anything crazy, but I know that that's not what people are into and all of that good stuff. And then you start looking at colors and patterns, and I stumbled across Monarch, and I've got a bunch. I've got, that's my project. I'm aiming right now for, you know, Monarch G Stripe Clowns, the Kiki project. I'm going to add some stuff to that. And then there's
Nice.
some other genes that it's going to that I'm not sure how this is going to turn out just yet. So, I mean, if and when it does, more stuff will be posted, but I've got it going to a lot.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the animal you saw, or how did monarch catch your eye? Like apart from some other stuff, what was it about that just really drew you?
Talking to, I would say was my mentor, this guy, John from Underworld Exotics. I actually called him one day and tried to buy a cinnamon off him for $50, and it was sold. So he invited me over, another, seeing his collection, stuff like that, just getting in, and blew my mind. Now I talk with him on a regular basis and stuff, and as I throw out ideas, he'll ask me, "Have you seen this? Or have you seen that?" And I believe he asked me if I seen Monarch, and yeah,
Okay.
when I went and looked that up, I called him right back and I said, "I'm on the phone with Sebastian and Adam at Showcase, and I'm about to make a really stupid decision. Either talk me out of it or tell me to go with it." And those 4 snakes are in my collection.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And right from a good source too, so
Yep.
you've got nice animals there.
Yep.
But kikis, monarch kikis would be something
Yeah.
else. I don't even know that. Now you said you prior to the show, you think you have some monarch G stripe already?
Yeah, I know I had a clutch of 6 that went horrible, horrible, horrible at the end. Everything pipped and came out. 4 out of 6 died. 3 crawling out of the egg got part of the way out and died. And then my visual monarch G stripe that I literally worked for the 2 years to make was wrapped up in the umbilicus and dead when I got home. So
Okay.
yeah, so that was a catastrophe, if you would. But I saved 2 out of that clutch, and they keep changing color, and everyone I'm showing is up in the air with whether it's a visual monarch or not, and they're waiting to shed. It's been 3 weeks, they won't shed, so I can't even take a guess, and they're being stubborn.
Gotcha. And it's crazy how much difference that those first couple sheds make. And even the
Oh yeah,
first shed doesn't
yep,
tell you a ton. You got to wait 2 or 3 sheds, and then you really start to see some stuff pop.
yep,
So makes sense. It's just kind of, the G stripes in there because you can see that from the
yep.
pattern, right? Just kind of wanting to see that flush out for the color and get that monarch side of it peeking
Yeah,
out,
but
right?
they have right down the sides of the dorsals, instead of the black stripes, they're purple, which
Oh,
is
sure.
which is what the monarch would show, and then they were almost white when they came out, and now they're starting to orange up. So I got my fingers crossed, and I got a male and a female, which is nice.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congrats. So clutches, what are you doing in pairings, and how many are you looking to produce each year? Are you kind of
Um,
narrowing down, going up? Are you adding things?
well,
Which direction are you going?
the first year, I put together 3 snakes just in case, because everyone talks about the odds. If I put 3 pairings, I can hope one goes. And all 3 went, and I got a surprise clutch from a gravid female I had purchased.
Nice.
So
Okay.
yeah, and that was
Wow.
the first one. I was cleaning tubs. I opened up. I said, "Why do you have eggs? You're labeled as a boy." Like, I never
Oh
paired
wow.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So I
So this
changed the
came.
label. Yep. Changed the label. Pulled the eggs out and kind of hit the floor running. That clutch did not go well. My first one, everything molded, all kinds of stuff. I didn't have the right ventilation in the egg boxes. And then after my buddy John, explained, put the 16-inch hole on each side, and the other 3 clutches all went perfect. All healthy babies, everything survived. Actually got rid of everything, and they were nothing special. And then this year, I started producing stuff for basically for me, and I think it's either 14 or 15 clutches I had this year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big jump.
Yep.
And they
Yeah.
all went fairly well until you wanted that monarch stuff, right? I
Well,
mean,
yep. My last 4 clutches, 3 of which all had monarch at play, and then the 4th one was I just did a banana hidden gene Wolma clutch, and everything came out kinked. Every single baby. So
Yeah.
that clutch was shot. Uh, I lost a visual monarch out of each of the 3 clutches.
Man,
Yeah, yeah,
talk about a rough go on that this year.
yeah. And I'm gonna blame it on Orbeez. I know everyone says that they're not bad, that they use them and they've had luck with them. I used them on 4 clutches, and all 4 were had issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, and
I
oh, you don't think? Well, let's get Darren's question here. You don't think that was a parthenogenesis clutch because you didn't breed that female?
I mean, it could have been. It was a normal. It was given to me. I didn't even pay for it. Like someone, I got a
Ah,
phone call. Listen, I need to get rid of my snake. And in the beginning, I was taking everything. So I took it. I said, "What is it, boy or a girl?" I didn't even pop it. It was a normal. Just kind of threw it in there, and
Yeah.
gotcha.
he must have had it with something else. And whatever it was with, I'm gonna guess was a bumblebee or something, because uh, I had a bumblebee hatch out of that. Like it was
Okay.
it was a wild clutch. Like for my first clutch, I'm cutting eggs open, scratching my head. I have no idea what this
What
is.
are all these? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had a little surprise like that too. One of the snakes that ended up on Jay's side actually
Yeah.
opened the tub. She had eaten, was what was weird. She was here
Yeah.
first on my side, so we got her. Like a week later, she ate. She was doing okay. She was a little wonky. She was acting a little weird, but nothing that would indicate. Well, she was small for one.
She
She
was
was what, like
small.
1,100
Yeah.
grams. So
Yeah.
that wasn't even a thought in our mind. She didn't look large or lethargic. She moved around. She'd come out to see you when you opened the
Super
tub. It
friendly.
was just odd.
Yeah.
And then dropped eggs for us. Well, we're like, what in the heck? Well, no idea those were coming. And then we started cutting them. We're like,
Yeah.
what are these? Well, it turns
She.
out yeah, like 4 genes we didn't have, 3 of
Yeah.
which we didn't want, and we're like, okay. So those things happen, right? I mean, but it is always weird.
Weird thing is, she ate literally a week before she laid. Never
Yeah,
had.
she ate the whole time. Gave us zero indication she was going to lay eggs. And we're like, what in the world? But
yeah. Mine was all food, but I just figured that, the new move and all of that good stuff, and it was only like 6 weeks that I had it. You
Sure.
know,
yeah, that's
but,
kind of the same time frame too. It was roughly a month, maybe a month and a week, but odd that you get things like that happen.
yeah,
So yeah, that's a huge jump though. You went from 3, 4 clutches all the way up to like mid-teens.
yeah.
What is your plan? Do you have a set number you'd like to stop at and be at for a yearly production?
I mean, I don't think I'd ever want to get over 20 clutches. I mean, I work 7 days a week at my normal job.
Yeah.
Like, seriously,
Yeah.
365, 24 hours a day. Like, I'm 140-hour weeks every week. Like, it's constant. And then, come home, take care of the babies. Thank God I don't look at this as a job. It's
Right.
relaxing to get in the room and,
Yeah.
do what you got to do. But then feeding them all. So now, you start breeding rodents too, and rodents are 5 times the work as the snakes are.
Yeah.
They
So
are. Yeah, they
again,
are.
the rabbit hole you fall in when you start looking at genetics, you run down one in another direction trying to feed your animals, and then you
Yeah.
go from I was breeding Norwegian rats. I never heard of an African soft fur until I did, and now I have an African soft fur rack set up, and I'm 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 pedal to the metal, full steam ahead in everything I do. So
Mm-hmm.
it's, I
I
mean,
I agree with you on the clutch count. I know, babies are the worst for about the first. Well, I mean, as soon as they've shed, about 4 weeks. As soon
yeah,
as you get them actually eaten, then if you can get them all eating, it's a
yeah,
breeze because man, they are going to eat every time. But that beginning, I mean, you're throwing away tons of little rats, or you're
yep,
spending hours in there trying to get them to eat and
yep,
trying to determine, okay, this one hasn't eaten for a month. Is it time to assist feed? I mean, it's
right,
just it's kind of a nightmare when you got that kind of numbers going on. But
yep.
These guys that do
Absolutely.
100 clutches, man, I don't even understand how they do it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Just taking care of 100 animals is a lot. You're talking 800 babies, 600 to 800 babies. Like that's
Right.
insane.
It is.
It is
It is.
insane.
Yeah.
I think.
I
Yeah, I
got to
some of
think when
that-
you get to that number, there isn't a lot of assist feeding unless you got something really special. It's kind of like, look, guys, you're gonna have to do this on your own. You're either gonna eat or you're not. You know.
Yeah,
I don't know
or
how you do
you're
it otherwise.
paying someone to do that. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the hired help is assist feeder and rat duty.
Yep.
And then the other side of that is like, are we doing the industry any favors with some of these animals? And I know it sounds like a controversial topic, like, do you assist feed certain things? Or is it an animal that's just not really something that should be out there reproducing more of the same trait? Do you know, if it's not a good eater, should we be really forcing these things to survive when it's just not a thriving animal? You know, are we really
Yeah.
hurting the overall population doing that? I don't know, you know.
I've thought about that a lot because I have three here now, three babies now that one of them ate one time on its own. I had to assist feed it quite a few times, but it's gene loaded. Actually, you were on the show when we tried to ID it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and Keys had mentioned I would take that snake all day long. Well, I called him up. I said, "Listen, this thing won't eat. Do you want it?" And he said yes. So it's going to be shipping out to him fairly soon, and if he can get it to eat, it's his.
Sure.
If it's not something that I'm going to use in my projects, like if it's going to be a show snake or something, it's going to fend for itself. If it doesn't end up eating, like it wasn't meant to be. If it's something that I need, I'm going to assist feed it in case I have to assist feed it forever. Like if I need that
Yeah.
animal, I'm going to make sure it lives. If I don't, natural selection. It's sad to say, but I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm kind of more leaning that way. I didn't start out that way, but it seems like it is really an inferior animal that you
yep,
don't want reproducing and passing those things along. Like, if it's not successfully thriving and wanting to do snake things on its own,
Yeah.
is that something you want to propagate and forward along to more animals? I don't think that's doing anyone any good, you know.
nope,
I think there are those special cases, like you say, where it's just that key animal that
right,
pushes something forward, and maybe it's a fluke. But for the most part, yeah, it's interesting to get that opinion from a group of people and a wide group of
yeah,
people to see where everybody kind of falls on that. And we
Yeah.
do, we assist feed all the time, and it's kind of out of habit. I will say that there's very few that we haven't had success with down the road once we've gotten those assist feeds in.
right.
Some of them take 3 months of assist feeding, and then all of a sudden they take off.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Something
You know,
on the assist feeding, and I'd like to know even our folks in the chat here. I've had back to back years where I've had multiple snakes that won't eat babies, and they will eat if I hold them. If I hold them, so normally I go in there with a pair of tweezers or whatever, and go in and feed them in the tub. And if they don't do that, I move on, and next week I try again. And you get down to the point where you're like, okay, this thing's got to eat. And I've actually taken them out of there. Like I'm gonna assist feed, and I'm holding them in my hand, and they start paying attention. So I give them a few minutes, and they'll literally take it. I had 3 of them do it this year. Wouldn't
yeah.
eat, did that, and then started eating. Maybe it's coincidence on the timing, but I had the same thing happen last year with two babies. Have you ever
Hmm.
run into that, Vinny? Or
No, nope.
no? It's pretty weird.
Yeah, never once. I remember when you told me that, and I just started laughing. I'm like, I have never held a snake and fed it in any
Yeah,
manner other than an assist feed, and they wouldn't want
right.
to eat. As soon as they're picked up, their brains off of them. They'd
Exactly. It's
back
like
down.
the
Yeah,
opposite. Yeah, opposite of what
Yeah.
you'd think they would do. But
Huh.
curious if
Crazy.
anybody in the chat's had that.
No, never even heard of it. But so, Vinny, you came into this a couple years ago, and you instantly started throwing out cutting boards like playing cards. You're
yeah.
just zinging these things. Is that part of like a side hobby for you, or is this part of what you kind of do on your day to day job? Not to get into your personal
Yeah,
job and all
no,
that, but
it's no. I've been a longshoreman for 19 years.
oh, okay,
But yeah, my whole life I've always had a side hustle or a side gig for spending money, whatever, whether it be working on cars, installing stereo systems. When I got married for the second time, um, I didn't want to work as much on the piers as I was, so I started up a woodworking business. It was pretty lucrative. I stayed busy constantly. I mean, I was making custom cutting boards, and one year I had an order of 17 shipped to Italy. Um,
Oh, wow.
yeah, custom pizza peels, the whole nine. But when I got divorced, I bought a house, as close as I could to my son, stuff like that. It's tiny, and I couldn't fit the equipment in here. So I kind of sold off everything except for my laser. So now I buy the boards in bulk. I still sand them down after finish them and all, and then the laser I do like your guys' board.
Yeah.
okay,
But
that's
that
awesome.
it died on me, so you haven't seen them go out in a while. I'm hoping next month I can pick up a new one.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to do a little event for you. All the people that got these different boards and things, get
Yeah.
Vinny another
No,
damn
no,
laser.
it's
Yeah,
coming. It's
well,
coming.
yeah, but nah, that stuff needs to be recompensated and returned. I mean, pay it forward, kind of a thing. And you've done that like insistently, even though we won't get into it. It's a Sammy at Bull Pythons scenario. Won't take
Yeah.
nothing for nothing. Like the guy just wants to give away the world, and you can't do
I
that,
don't know.
man.
I think I'm the only guy who paid for a Sammy the Bull shirt.
Right?
It's like, dude, Sammy, what's going on, man?
Yeah. Now that we should have a talk with him about that because that seems just wrong. But you got a hi Vinny from a
What's
Joey,
up,
so
Joe?
I'm assuming you know that connection there, and yeah, good to
He
see
used to
people
work
come
with
in to
me.
support people. That's awesome. So yeah, we'll figure out something. We'll figure out some way to throw it into the laser pot so we can
No,
get
no, I'm
that
I'm
thing
good.
sped up.
Honestly, I'm good. Next month I'll have another one.
All right. So what's your time off? Not that you have any, but what is something you would do, or your sidelines or hobbies or things you enjoy outside of the reptile world? Like if
Um,
you've got just a full weekend to just pick and do whatever you want outside of that stuff, what is it you choose?
well, if fishing season and hunting season were kind of in the same season, I'd like to split my week in half and do both.
Hell yeah.
But
Okay.
I don't particularly like fishing in the cold unless it's ice fishing because we call that ice drinking, not ice fishing.
Right,
And
right.
Right.
hunting, I'm geared up better, in the winter time. But yeah, if I can fish and hunt in the same week, that'd be a hell of a week.
Yeah, that's a tough overlap.
Agree.
We're in the same kind of area that, that
Yeah.
they don't overlap that well. It's
Right.
when you're hunting, it's not good fishing weather and
Mhm.
vice
Right.
versa. So we 100%
I thought
agree on
about
the ice fishing.
leaving a corn trail out onto the ice because you never know,
Right.
man. Might work.
Yeah. So it's deer, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Best trophy, or do you not trophy hunt?
Um, don't get me wrong. If there's a 10 pointer running around, I'm gonna try and stick them. But I do like to fill the freezer. I like to take two a year.
Okay.
My butcher is amazing. I mean, the stuff he puts out, the salamis, bolognas, summer sausage, like he's good. So, if I fill the freezer up, these last 2 years, I haven't really hunted at all or fished. I didn't do either this year. Work's just been so busy and so unsure. Like, I mean, I'm sure everyone's heard about the strike and all. We didn't know how long that was going to last. Everyone was trying to
Right.
prepare. Like, it was crazy. Um, but yeah, that would be my week, and then I would take Sunday off and sleep it away because I don't ever get to do enough of that.
Right.
Yeah. And Jamie had one up there for you, and John's coming next. But what was the first one there, Jamie? Can you go back to Jamie's question? he had something for Michigan. He says you can do both in
Oh,
Michigan.
I see it.
He says, you can hunt and fish from a canoe. Just float down the river in Michigan, shoot your deer out of the side of the canoe, and troll.
See, that would be cool to do with a flintlock, like they used to
Yeah.
do in the settlers. That'd be pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Our son just got
It's
his
got 'em-
biggest ever with a bow Sunday morning. 137
Nice.
5/8, 9 point.
Wow.
Nice. It's a nice
That is
bow
nice.
kill.
Yep.
That's down in Texas, I imagine. That's where John's out of. Texas has some nice ranch deer down there, but nothing like our whitetails up here. The natural whitetails are far
Yeah.
superior than all that Texas garbage they give us. Gotta give John a hard time, but yeah, so that's cool. I mean, and we have no idea outside of like reptiles, what people's interests and things are, and I think
Yep.
people will find different connections with people through that. We're all drawn to the reptiles, right? But there's more to all of us than sitting in our snake rooms looking at the combos we're making. So, with that in mind, we're going to go to Jamie's favorite and probably the audience's favorite section. Are you ready to warm up after talking with all the hunting and ice fishing and all that? Put you in the
Yeah.
hot seat for a minute.
I've been nervous about this for the last hour.
No need to be nervous. Jamie's really nice most of the time. I think she even turned her background red to make this worse.
Just don't
for
make her
so-
mad.
Yeah. Because we have to deal with that after if you make her mad. So, all right, here we go, Vinny. Hot seat time. Jamie, you ready back there too, I imagine. In we go. Good luck, sir. We'll see you on the other side.
Alrighty.
Hi.
What's up?
I don't know why everybody's always so scared of this. It's not so bad. I'll start you off with an easy one, okay?
All right.
Onions or garlic?
Oh, I'm Italian. I need them both. Garlic.
Garlic, okay. Winter or summer?
Winter.
Caves or waterfalls?
Caves.
Are you afraid of bats?
No.
I am. I'd be terrified if they came flying down at me in a cave. Rock or country music?
Country.
Amusement park or wilderness state park?
State park.
Fishing or football?
Fishing.
What would be more fun? A water balloon fight or a pillow fight?
Pillow fight for sure.
With real down feathers?
Uh-huh.
Peanut butter, crunchy or creamy?
Creamy.
Would you rather grow vegetables or carve pumpkins?
Carved pumpkins.
Ghosts or goblins?
Goblins.
I was specifically thinking like Casper or Slimer.
Well, it would be Slimer.
Yeah. Ambition or comfort?
Ambition.
Pizza or Chinese food?
Pizza all day, every day.
Favorite topping?
Probably pepperoni.
Do you like pineapple on your pizza?
No.
What about
I mean,
green olives?
Green olive pie is delicious.
Yeah. I think my ultimate favorite's got to be pepperoni, sausage, and green olives.
Yeah, that sounds
So
good.
good. Show or tell?
Show.
Bungee jumping or skydiving?
Bungee jumping. I'm not jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
It would be so terrifying. Both
Yeah,
of those for me. Edward Scissorhands or Beetlejuice?
Oh man, Beetlejuice.
If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would it be?
Yosemite Sam.
Yes. What is your go-to restaurant?
Margaritas.
Is that the name of a restaurant?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
It's a great Mexican restaurant with great margaritas.
Uh-huh.
So.
They go hand in hand.
Oh yeah.
Tacos and margaritas. If you have one, you have to have the other. If your significant other had one superpower, what would you want them to have?
Oh. Huh. Yeah.
We know what you don't want them to have.
I guess what I would want them to have, I don't know. I guess the ability to heal,
Oh yeah, that's a
because
really good. That's a
I'm
good one.
I'm getting old. Like back's
Yeah.
going out. It takes me a while to get out of bed.
I gotta hop back to Edward Scissorhands and Beetlejuice. Vance put a comment in. Vinny, say Beetlejuice 2 more times.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
It's funny. If you could restart your business, what would you do differently the second time around?
Definitely not go out and buy everything I could possibly get my hands on.
Would you still get that banana?
Yeah, I didn't have a choice. I had to replace that Christmas
Yeah,
gift.
the Santa snake. And the last question, what would you like to be known for?
Um, I mean, just I guess being kind. All around
Yeah.
jolly man. If I had a white beard, you'd think I'm
We'd
Santa.
call you Santa.
Yeah.
Very good. See, that wasn't so bad. Nothing to
No,
be
not at
nervous
all.
about. Yeah, it's fun. It's nice to hear what people answer. It's interesting. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. Don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe.
Man, that was easy. You guys
Yeah,
had
it
a good
was
time over there,
wasn't
chuckling
bad
and
at all.
giggling, and talking about Italian food and margaritas. Man, that got me all thirsty and shit over here. But you're right, exactly. It's sipping time. So, if your pineapple does not belong on pizza, yeah, and I don't mind it. There's certain combinations I'm cool with it. I'll eat it. It's not something I would ever order for sure.
I'm the same way. If I'm hungry and it's there, I'll eat it. And listen, this is not terrible, but I'm not
Yeah,
ordering that. Like,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
That's
I would get
exactly
shot.
what we were saying behind backstage was not read minds.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. So the healing that was perfect because that works both ways, right? Heal yourself,
Yeah.
heal you. You guys stay in great shape. It's a great answer. So my butt still has third degree burns from Jamie's hot seat. Vance, you were fine. You did totally fine. Go back and watch that. In fact, go back and watch all our. No, I won't do that again. But yeah, we're looking for numbers too. And Jamie, you hush back there. But we're looking to figure out with you where you're going. What is the project? I know it's Monarch, but what is your goal animal? We know it's a Kiki Monarch. You got some other stuff in mind, and you don't have to spill it. I mean, if it's a secret squirrel project, I get it, but
I mean, it's not. See, Monarch is hard because the community is so small. And if you're not known in the community, you really don't know what's being produced, what people are working. You really don't know. So right now, I'm only 2 years in. Nobody has a clue who I am. And I'm fine with that. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what I want to do because I honestly don't know what Monarch's going to look like in certain things.
Yeah.
So I'm literally putting it to everything so I can turn around and make visuals. And if I like it, then I'll know what I want to add to it, what I don't. If I don't like it, it's for sale.
sure.
The one project it may go next year. I'll spill the beans on that one. I mean, anyone who knows me knows I have them. The Enchi Butter DG double het Monarch hypos.
Ooh,
I got a 1.1 of them, and then I got a 1.1 triple het so that I don't get the white snakes with the butter. So
gotcha.
when they go, and if you put that in the calculator, it's like a 1 in 256% chance at 5,000 different things. So I have no idea what's going to come out of it.
Right, right.
And that may change my whole trajectory. I have no idea. I
Depending on what you hit, yeah,
right.
exactly. Lesser butter is, yeah, fingers crossed, Jay, I agree.
Yep.
Lesser butter is one of those genes that I feel like got, I don't want to say sidelined, but it almost got like downplayed. When lesser or butter was in certain things, people are like, hey, we don't,
Yeah, Monarch puzzle.
that would be fantastic too.
Yeah.
Um, we don't want that in that combo, or we want to get away from lesser and butter. But I'll tell you what, some of the nicest stuff we've seen has lesser or butter in it, and
It's
I
a beautiful
know,
gene.
oh, it's a fantastic
Yeah,
gene.
same thing with like
Mixes very well.
Mojave.
Yeah.
You put
Yeah.
Mojave with certain things, it's a game changer. But
Yep.
Yeah,
you got to be
absolutely.
careful with it.
We're going to see that shift though, because inevitably some of the things that were so hardlined was purely just passed down, right? It's passed down from, hey, it's not in this, so we don't want that gene, or it's
Right.
not in this, so we don't. But people are starting to realize you can't just follow that blueprint. You're going to have to make some different things people aren't seeing, right? So I love
Right.
the idea that you've got butter going into that. I think that's going to look fantastic, in all honesty. Um, Smart to not play the white bell side, right? Keep those apart because that's no fun.
I mean,
But the
the
odds are 1 in 4, right? So
yeah, and the Bell project is really not that big of a deal anymore with shed testing. With me it is because I can't test for Monarch. But
Yeah.
sure,
like if you test the Bell instead of it being a $400 show snake, if it's carrying the genes and you have the documentation for it, the snake is worth it
Yeah.
to another breeder. So that shed
absolutely.
testing changed the game in the Bell project alone.
So not only that, but think about the upside of that. When you want that gene in your
Yeah,
offspring, you
Yep.
automatically get it every time if you know what else is hiding under there, right?
right,
Huge argument for ivory for several years now is those gene stacked ivories. People want them because they want that damn yellow belly in the
right.
babies. Um, so yeah, can't go wrong. That sounds like an awesome direction. I dig that. What would you say to the community out there for your biggest inspiration? Who are the people you really look to for not only guidance but like inspiration and stuff now going forward? Now that you're in touch with a bigger group.
All right, so I'm going to put it to you this way, and it's very simple, very easy. I'm shooting for one goal, and if I hit it, I could gracefully sell everything off. And if he's still in the chat, he's going to love this one. The day I sell T Keys, a Monarch, I'll put the snake breeding away.
Well, um, I wouldn't chalk that off. I wouldn't. I would say it's a very long shot, but you make the right one. There you go. Yeah, Jamie's in the background. We should bring her out here. Let's just do that. Let's everybody pop on. I think I got it all set. Yeah,
There you
bring
go.
Jamie out for the finish. So what was that, Jamie?
I said you just have to hatch one that needs to be assist fed, and then Keys will take it.
Right. End up in that scenario. We'll move you two like that so
There
everybody
we
gets a
go.
better look at Vinny. There we go. Jay and I can hide behind the logos and shit up here. Nobody wants to see our mugs.
Nope.
But yeah, that's kind of how we try to wind down the show too. Is like, who out there is an influence to you? Who do you want to give a shout out to? Who is really kind of making their mark on what you do?
All right. So, I mean, your guys' show is amazing. You know what I mean? You come in here, talk to everybody. It's very laid back. It's not over the top. Everyone understands what's going on. And then like the whole, Wiz Tang crew and Keys and everybody, they really broke me out of my shell. Wiz told me to jump on a live one day, or Keys. I don't even remember who it was because I didn't know them at the time, and had me jump in and talk to me like I knew him for a million years. And I mean, they opened the door to me of how big and nice this community actually is. And I've been following them since day one, ever since. And I don't see myself ever stopping. It's a great community, great bunch of guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Couldn't agree more. I mean, they've always been really good to us, and
Yep.
with nothing to gain on the other side of it, right?
Right.
So they have nothing to gain from us other than, well, we're fucking awesome. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
we're damn
No,
awesome.
no, I'm just shitting. But yeah, the same exact feeling. And it's a mutual community where everybody does want to see everyone succeed. And as long as
Yeah.
everybody's cool with everybody and upfront and honest and straightforward, it's always going to be that way. And that's a great thing to push out there outside of the reptile community,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of people's mindset about people that keep and breed reptiles is completely off base.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
They're
big time.
picturing I don't even know what the stereotype would be for a reptile breeder, but it's anything but that from the people we've met.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's such a
Hmm.
far flung landscape of different personalities and everything, backgrounds, everything about
Yep.
the whole group is so diverse. It's a surprise to us, and I think it would be a surprise to people outside of the community to learn that. So, if I
Yeah.
could have one wish for everybody, and this is everybody on this panel and anyone listening out there, reach outside the reptile community and bring people. We need that more than anything right now. When you look at the numbers and the lull of sales and the lack of interest that seems to go with a bad market and all the downturn and depression people get when the market goes bad internally, it's because we need that growth outside of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Adding
Yeah.
people in. So stay positive with shit, right? That's all we can do.
Yep.
No reason to look bad about it. So Vinny, you've been awesome. Appreciate you 100%. Is there anything you want to kick back out there to anyone before we let you go? We do try to keep this early for all you East Coast guys out there. I mean, it's getting fairly late for some of them, but
Yeah, no, I mean, thank you for having me on. I was approached a few times by, a few different people, and I've always said no. And then after again, Wiz and Keys jumping in there live and stuff, they showed me that, it wasn't that bad. So
yeah.
I started agreeing as people asked. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it.
Well, thank,
You guys keep doing what you're doing. The show it's one of the good ones.
thank
Oh,
you.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate that 100%. We give ourselves an awful hard time because we feel so, I don't know what you want to call it, but technical difficulties, things like that. You're like, God damn it, we're retarded, And I know that's
You,
not an
you,
It
acceptable word
happens.
anymore, but
you always got to
yeah,
be your worst critic. You have to.
right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's been fun. And I
Yep.
wouldn't not do the show simply from what we get back from it. The people we meet, having guys like you on that are kind of hesitant to go on and talk with people. It's important we all get out here and we all have our say and an
Hmm.
opportunity to let everybody know who you are and what you're doing and what you're about. Because I think that's going to be what pushes us forward. You know, not talking about genes, not just looking at animal after animal
Right.
after animal. It's the people that's going to make this work. So appreciate it 100%, Vinny. We're going to figure out something to get you another goddamn laser. We're going to do it. We're going to figure out something to pitch in the pot. I don't know. Jamie and Jason and I will get together and we'll figure
I'm
something out.
I'm good, honestly. It's in. I'm working on it. I'll get it soon.
Well, now is all our time to be quiet. This is Jamie's second highlight for the night. She's going to pull a trivia. She's going to have some kind of weird question from your past. I have a
I,
good guess what it is, but I'm going to stay quiet. Jamie, what you got?
I
$10 for somebody.
I have two and I couldn't decide. So just say A or B.
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 Okay. B is, what street did Vinny live on as a child?
Oh
Wow.
God.
That's rough. A. We
Well, we'll
said
see you in
A.
a month. Some of you have to go back and rewatch. If somebody gets this, I will be shocked. I better check
Right.
my underwear if
Oh,
somebody
look
gets
at this.
We got
I,
some.
Elm Street.
I
Uh,
believe Chris is correct. Is that right, Vinny?
fifth. Yep.
Yep.
Are you shitting me?
very nice. Three people,
How
man, and they
the
were within
Yeah.
seconds. I mean, literally 1
Yeah.
second apart, 2 seconds
Chris,
apart.
James B, and MM John.
Are you
That's
kidding
insane.
me?
Of
People are
course,
crazy.
Yep. Good job, Chris.
Vance was right in there only a couple seconds too with Elm Street, so that was pretty good.
Can I do question A just for fun?
Sure. You know
Chris,
That one.
Chris won the $10.
Yeah,
But
Chris got
this-
the $10 to put in the pot.
There you go,
Let's
Chris.
just do another 10 because we've been skipping these.
Oh, okay. So
Vinny,
we
you're
get
gonna give
two-
out $20 tonight.
I feel special.
Both of which
Okay.
go toward a laser. No.
Vinny's first dream snake that he actually hatched this year was.
Ooh.
What
So
was
we'll
it?
get this. I remember this one.
Yeah, the people will get this one. It's quiet.
Yeah, huh?
They got the street.
I
They got
can't
the
believe that
street.
so many people got that instantly. That's awesome.
Nope.
No. Shauna says, "Who could forget that bike story? That was fun."
Here it is. Banna got it.
Banna
Yep.
got it.
Yep.
Wow.
Super Cine
nice.
Hypo. Congrats, Banna.
Nice job, Banna. Somebody's getting another gift from Banna soon. She's been handing out Forge coin like it's going out of style.
That was fun. Okay, so I'm curious, John. You said, I think I have a good idea what her question is. What did you think I was going to ask?
That was the first one. The A. The dream snake.
The dream snake. Okay.
That's what I assumed you were going to ask. The street completely threw me off. I had no clue. I was
Yeah.
too
Right.
focused on the chicken in the bags to
Right.
Yeah.
focus on the.
Yeah, I would never have got that one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congrats, you two. So BNS
Yeah.
and Banna. Congrats to both of them.
Yeah, that's fun.
Couple Forge coin in their pockets. So
I'll put an updated Forge coin thing in our Discord.
yes, that was what I was going to mention. Anyone wants links to the Discord who is not on the Discord, there's no charge, there's no fee. It's just come in there, BS with us. There's a ton of different people in there posting snakes for sale,
Yeah, it's fun.
project updates, incubator updates, stuff they're looking for. Maybe you have a snake you want to get rid of. People are putting in there what they're looking for. So it's just another community tool, and Discord is amazing. We can all jump in there and voice at any time, have a little meeting, talk, whatever. If you want the Discord, shoot it over on DM on Instagram. We'll get you the link. Jump in there, join us. It's getting to be pretty used, so it's pretty badass. If anybody's interested, definitely do it. Vinny, hang out for a minute. We're gonna close it out. We got Sloan will get you. I can definitely send
Jamie
you the
too.
link. Jamie, I thought you were in there already for
I
whatever
thought
reason.
Jamie was
Jamie
too.
was in there.
I'll double
But we'll
check.
get him a link too.
Yeah. Yep.
Vinny, hang in there. We're going to talk with you a little bit after the show. Thank you again so much for taking your time out and being brave and jumping on this shit show with us. Appreciate it 100%.
It was fun, Vinny.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. So we'll catch you in just a few.
Wait,
next
before
week.
we go,
Damn it. What do you got, Jamie?
I want to remember when Vinny was talking about the mean geckos?
Yeah.
Yes, the toques.
Mom asked what was the gecko that Jason had caught in Florida. And
No.
I found this picture.
Oh,
I-
my God.
There it is.
That's just that's a green anole.
Yeah.
So that,
No,
that's not a gecko.
Looks like an earring to me.
The ones in Florida were, well, what they were called, and I don't know if this is the true name, but everybody called them Cuban lizards. And
Yes.
they had a legit bite, vice grip like bite, and they weren't, what were they, 8 inches, 9 inches long, probably? About,
Yeah,
Holy
somewhere
moly.
in there. They used to just
Yeah.
call them Cuban lizard. They're bright green, kind of
real green,
I don't know what to.
big diamond
all
shaped
of them.
head on them.
Yeah.
Oh,
real
that's
boxy
the
head.
Cuban night anole.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah, I believe it's called the
They,
Cuban
they
night
live
anole.
up in the they live up in the palm trees. They just stay up
Cuban
there.
anole. Okay.
Yep.
Kike is saying the same thing. They're
It
pretty
looks like
good
a-
size.
Yeah, they look like a cross between like maybe an anole and a chameleon. Like it's a
Oh.
weird shape, like head, like it's boxy,
Yeah.
pointy. Yeah.
Yep.
Bite like
They
a
can.
mother.
They bite. Yeah, they really do bite.
Well,
We,
we had.
I-
Go ahead, Jay.
I was just gonna say I work for somebody who did tree service, taking down trees, and we had cut down a bunch of pine trees and then got over to some palms, and a male, female, came out of that. So I grabbed them, got them into a box, and they were pretty, disheveled. Their whole house just came down, so they were kind of got them into a box, took them home, and Dad Tim in the chat here thought he was going to be brave, and he thought, well, they can't be that bad. And luckily, I think he had a glove on.
He had a leather
in there,
glove
that-
on, yeah.
That male bit, man, and he jumped up, and he's pretty tough, but he jumped up. He was like, "Oh, wow!" trying to get that thing off. So
man.
they bite
So it was
pretty
just
good.
like a vice grip. Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
carpenter that smashed his fingers 100 times with a waffle hammer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Right.
he's used to. He said that hurt when that thing bit, so it must have bit pretty damn hard. I wasn't
Yeah.
going to test it out.
That's
I'm like,
scary.
no, stay away from that thing. But yeah,
That's scary.
side stories. So
Yeah.
sorry for that little departure there, guys.
No,
but
that
yeah,
was I had
what
to.
the
It
heck.
was fun for me.
Yeah. So Vinny, we will talk to you in just a moment. Next week we have a kind of a well-timed, if I want to congratulate Jamie on this for lining this up, but our guest
Yay.
as well. We got Chris Hernan coming on for a Halloween episode. So
Yep.
Orange for Halloween couldn't have lined up better. He's excited to be on here, and we're excited to see what he's got coming out with all the high OD and scrambler and stuff. So tune in next week, guys. Vinny, thank you again so much. Thank you, audience, for coming out
Thank
and
you.
spending the night with us. We'll talk to you in just a couple, Vinny. Everybody else, finish out your week strong. Peace out. I'm going to get this closing video for once. I think I got it.